Okay, so we are now ready to do the video for the Emily Carr Tall Tall Tree lesson. So we're going to show you basically an overview of the supplies and how to teach this lesson. This is an oil pastel lesson, so all you need is black paper, the book, and oil pastels. When you are teaching this lesson, you're going to start with a brown oil pastel. You're going to read the book, or you're just going to actually thumb through the lesson. You don't have to read it. If you don't want, you can just thumb through the pages and show the pictures of the animals. I do read the book because I think it's a quick, short book, but you don't have to. You can just show the pictures in the book. The main thing is to show how the people are small compared to the size of the trees. And I talk about how, imagine if you were a worm, how would the trees look? Would the trees look big or would they look small if you were a worm? And then would the bottom of the tree look big or compared to the top of the tree, or would the top of the tree look smaller or bigger? So they are trying to figure out that the bottom of the tree would look bigger than the top of the tree. That's what you want them to say. So you're going to show them different pictures of the tree so that they can start to see that the top of the tree looks smaller than the bottom of the tree if they are lying on the ground. So you can show them different pictures of the tree and the animals in the tree, and then you're going to draw it yourself. So I'm going to draw upside down. Like if my kids were at the table, sometimes I will do this as well so that you can see. So the very first thing you're going to tell them to do is actually, I say you're going to draw the worm first. So I get out a pink oil pastel and I say, now draw the worm, just a curved little line at the bottom of the page as if it was a worm here. And that is going to be the tiny worm, and then we're going to draw a humongous tree. And then I say you're going to make 2 marks at the bottom of your page for your tree. So here's 1 mark for the side of your tree, and then here's another mark for the side of your tree. And your tree is going to go from big all the way up to small. And if you want, you can even make 2 small marks up here at the top where you're going to draw your lines. And you're going to draw from these marks down at the bottom of your page. You can hold your paper if you want so it doesn't wiggle. And then you're going to draw all the way up to the top. And then you're going to draw from this line a diagonal line all the way up to the top. And you can see it, how it went from big to small. And then you're going to tell the kids that we are going to put in the bark of the tree. So they're going to put lines going up the tree. And then the next thing that I tell the kids that they're going to do is we're going to put the light on in the forest. And we're going to say that the sun is coming through the forest and that the light is behind the trees. And so how we're going to draw the light is going on the side of the tree, so the light's coming in from behind the trees. So they can choose to put white or yellow. And we're going to put that on the side of the trees. We're going to put the light in on the side of the trees. And by doing that, it's going to make our tree start to look curved. We're going to put that on both sides of the trees. We're putting the light in on the side of the tree. And then if they want, they can take the paper off of their oil pastel, and you can decide if you're okay with this or not. You can actually peel off the paper off of the side of your oil pastel. And you can have them use the side of their oil pastel to help them fill in their trees. For the ones who are going slow, this is a trick to help them fill in their trees. And it can also help them blend. And they can do that on the side. They can do a little blending too with that yellow that they had. You can blend it a little bit too if they want. Now we're going to add some greenery. We're going to add some green leaves. So we're going to do some zigzag lines. We're going to add a leaf in here on the side, and then we're going to do some zigzag lines. Zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag. You can ask them to help you say zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, zigzag. And then I always tell them to choose a different color green to color in the inside. And that's how we can blend our leaves, because our leaves in the forest are lots of different color greens. And they can try to color inside the lines for their leaves. It's not a big deal if it goes outside of the leaves. And then they could also try making a bush down here on the bottom. Now, sometimes the kids will say, I want a purple leaf. I want purple bushes. That's okay. You can let them do that too. So if they want to add some more zigzag leaves, you can let them try that. Some other leaves at the top, they can try doing that too. And always try to challenge them to add different colors for doing some blending of their oil pastels. And that is the lesson right there. All right. Have some fun. You can show some other Emily Carr examples of her trees. So I have some printed out pictures of some Emily Carrs. You can just print those off the internet too. And those are nice examples to show some trees. And I always talk about how Emily Carr is from Canada and have them repeat words and say things like Canada and tell them that Canada is north of us. And then when their parents come in, I always say things like, who's the artist that we're learning about? And then they have to say, Emily Carr. Where's she from? Canada. Where's Canada? North of us. And the parents are always blown away that their kids remember things. So you have to say it 3 or 4 times during class so that the kids remember when their parents walk in the door. All right, so that is our Emily Carr Tall, Tall Trees lesson plan. Have fun.